I'm Brian.
And I'm Natalie, and we are excited to own some Colorado property.
Yeah, it's something that Natalie has been dreaming about since she was a little girl. Here's a little more backstory to us buying this farmland.
We signed the initial paperwork and mailed in a deposit in early February.
But there was a catch. The sellers wanted to close 90 days later, which was okay with us.
So we made our plans to be there in person the day before closing.
That way we could at least see the property before we cut the big check. What is it we're planning to build on this old farmland? We started dreaming about what we wanted to put on this property even before we purchased it.
With an acre and a half, we have a little bit of room to work with.
So the plan is to build 2 buildings, an RV garage and a home.
We want each of the 2 buildings to maximize the view of the mountains to the south. What we're hoping for inside the garage is room for the RV and 2 cars.
And a few toys.
We wanted about 1,200 square feet of living space, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a nice kitchen living area.
Since this is an old farm, we focused on the country farm style of buildings.
Then we started calling the RV garage a barn. So that's kind of how it became the BaseCamp Farm Project.
Our plan is to build the barn first and use it as a staging area for the house that we build a couple years down the road. Without being there to see it, even though it's flat, we knew we had to be a little flexible with our plans. As an example, I assumed that the irrigation ditch was the high side of the property and they used it to flood to the south. But as it turns out, the south side is the high side. There's irrigation pipes down there and they flood it to the north to the irrigation ditch. Here's something else that we didn't know about till we got here, and it significantly changed our plans. We enter our property over this culvert, which is in the northwest corner, and it's a shared driveway between our neighbor's property and ours. We needed to allow room to maneuver in and out of the property over that culvert. It just makes a big difference seeing the property in person. We plan to live in the RV for the duration of the build. One of the reasons we traded in our old base camp for our new base camp was it allows us to live a little more comfortably. We spent most of last summer in our summer tour of 21 in the old base camp. We discovered that although it was very capable, it really wasn't built for more than a week or 2 trip at a time. So I've already replaced the house batteries with Battleborn lithium ions. With the 3,000 watt inverter, it has a lot more power than the old BaseCamp one. It has an all-electric residential refrigerator with an ice maker. It has a washer and dryer. And all the electrical outlets are hot all the time, whether we're plugged in or not. So as you can see, this BaseCamp is a lot more comfortable to live in. And boy, does it drive sweet. Although we've used BaseCamp for many trips, including the Montrose winter trip, it needed some service work before we made it our home for the summer. We got BaseCamp inspected so it could be current on its registration. We also had the oil changed and the front tires rotated. We changed the oil and the filter in the generator. We cleaned out the topper covers. We fixed a roof leak. We replaced a light in the bathroom. We put a CB in the truck so that we can communicate. And we inspected both the Jeep and the Ram to make sure they were roadworthy for the trip. Once we had the vehicles ready to go, we had to pack them. We made lists to help us not forget the dumb stuff.
So we packed up both warm weather and cold weather clothing.
We brought all of our extra toiletries in a tote and fitted underneath the bed. We unpacked the fridge in the house, and believe it or not, everything fit into the RV fridge. This is an awesome refrigerator.
God, it's so much bigger than mine. Obviously, Montrose has stores to get anything we might forget.
Make sure you tune in to next episode because the drive from North Carolina to Colorado was eventful.
Including tornadoes in Louisiana.
Yep. See you next time.